Chris Hennessy is my motivational speaker. I need ratings, don't sing, Chris. Motivational speaker, my buddy from San Jose, California. You guys can check him out on his website, touchedbyhannah.com. His memoir is being written as we speak, coming out in 2017, Touched by Hannah.
Time ever bottled water is outselling soda, but it's not because we're trying to be more healthy. They're saying that the reason behind it is because of the failing infrastructure in the United States, and people are worried about corrosive pipes the last 5 years.
Corrosive pipes and water problems have increased the water sales.
Well, first of all, I want to say that corrosive pipe stories still kind of scares me a little bit. Were you talking about smoking pipes?
No, like the no, like in Flint. Yeah.
No, I'm only kidding.
It's my choice. It's our choice to wake up in the morning. And we got into like all the things, and I want to get into that in a second about us, about how we can help us. We are our only roadblock at the end of the day. But you were touched in the beginning and being what you are today because of Hannah. Tell us about Hannah.
Yes. In 2009, my wife Betsy and I were very thrilled to be pregnant with Hannah, because being that I had prostate cancer and they were going to biopsy me, they said, once we biopsy you, you're not going to be able to father any children.
Wow, did you have a child by that time?
I had three older kids.
Okay.
And we had 1 month to, after trying for 3 years, we had 1 month to try to make a Hannah. It's a miracle that God blessed us with being able to get pregnant. Then I was diagnosed with cancer, and I had radical prostatectomy surgery at Stanford Hospital on August 3rd. And on September 1st, I had a severe life-threatening injury in my foot that I didn't know what it was at the time. And I was driving to the hospital, Stanford, and my wife called me. She said, "You better come home. The doctor wants me to go to the hospital."
Really?
I said, what is that all about? About an hour and a half later, Hannah was born, being called a micro-premature baby, which meant she was under 2 pounds. She was born more than 3 months premature with a 40% chance of living, much less chance of having a healthy life. And I was standing on 2 undiagnosed deep vein thrombosis blood clots when the doctor told us that, having just had cancer surgery. Yes.
Wow.
So I could have either crawled in a hole right then and said, I don't want to deal with this, or I could have just persevered and pulled myself up and, kicked some butt. And I got into a zone that was just nonstop positive and nonstop helping. And even during some of the most serious, brutal times of a person's life, I was making people in that NICU laugh. And there was a couple of the nurses that thought I was absolutely insane. But when it was said and done, and when Hannah made it through that, 3 months later, we took her out of the hospital and never looked back. By the way, Hannah's listening right now. I love you, baby.
Oh. How old is Hannah now?
Hannah is 6 years old.
How's Hannah doing?
Hannah was, at one time, the most sickly baby in San Jose, California. Today, Hannah is the most healthy 6-year-old, soon-to-be second grader in San Jose. And I love you, baby. She also, not only that, she just happens to be the greatest kid ever on the planet.
Chris Hennessy's joining me right now. He's a motivational speaker out of San Jose, and we're talking about his journey, his Touched by Hannah website at touchedbyhannah.com, and also how he makes us feel. And as a motivational speaker, there's a dose of Chris that we need on a daily basis. How do you get your dose of Chris when you're the one feeding us?
Yeah, that's a good question. I just am who I am, and I refuse to be negative.
Even in the worst, Chris, let's just, how people say things come in 3s. Well, sometimes in people's life they come in 9s and 12s. And how do you wake up and how do you get out of that rut? Because my dad said something the other day, and I'll never forget it. A stepdad. He's like, there is no option to option B. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. You know what? It is what it is. I got what I got. There's a chance that I still have the cancer, and there's a chance that I might be very ill with it. And I'm going to just enjoy every day that I'm here. I think passion is a very important thing. I'm very passionate about my work, about the films that I create for companies, about the documentary films that I'm doing, and about writing this book, Touched by Hannah, as well. I've got the best wife on the planet, and I love her to death. And between me, her, and Hannah, and our relatives, I'm good. I'm surrounded with a lot of goodness, even though there's some bad there. But I think good is going to happen.
Do you think you've learned, and we only have about a minute left here, Chris, and it's unfortunate because I can talk to you forever.
I know.
Pushing yourself involves yourself being surrounded by the right people. And if you're not positive and you're negative all the time and can't figure why you can't lean on somebody, isn't there a mirror image? Isn't there something you need to wake up real quick and just break that glass and walk through it and call it a day and just say, so what if they were out of Diet Coke? So what if they didn't have my favorite meat at that grocery store?
So what if the pipes are corrosive?
No, it's true, right?
It's true.
Get us past that. Help us real quick.
I'll help you really quick. My wife just texted me, and she's going to be really happy that you brought that up, because she said, one thing you always say, honey, is you surround yourself with encouraging people and lift your spirits through by praying. I mean, we do have a faith, we're Christians, but I think it is also important we've surrounded ourselves at church with people that are very encouraging, very caring, very motivating, and if you are who you surround yourself with. I highly believe that. Just like the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, if it's a God or a universe or just positivity, I believe in that. I can't thank Chris for coming in enough. I wish you the best, and I mean that saying. I want to see you until we are both gone together as friends and as brothers, and I congratulate you on persevering and doing great things. And your positivity is the reason why you're standing here today. The fact that your outlook is outward, inward, everywhere, and there's no wall in front of you is pretty motivational.
Oh, hey Ryan, it's so awesome to be with you, and if you guys saw Brian's head of hair, you guys would just freaking like, wow.
This is the Ryan Scott Show, filling in for Brian Copeland. How do you segue a better commercial than that? We'll be back in just a second on the new KGO.